Welcome back to another episode of Late Entry, your favorite or soon-to-be favorite place for the hottest sports news, wildest viral topics, and conversations guaranteed to make you laugh. Got my boy RBF Kyle with us tonight,
What's up, everybody? How we doing?
and as always, hosted by your boy Double Dose. Tonight we are going to get into some mostly NBA news, talk about the Game 7 last night, talk about the East, two breaking NBA trades, a new topic called All Due Disrespect, and ended off with some funny posts. If you're not subscribed, please make sure you give us a subscribe, a like, a follow. We appreciate that. And then stay tuned. We do have dropping soon. I'm still working on the editing, but over the weekend, I went downtown, heart of Chicago, and debated people about how Michael Jordan is not the GOAT. So we've got that coming out for us soon. But
Godspeed to you, sir.
let's get into it. Last night, Game 7, Thunder won. So the Oklahoma City Thunder are your 2024-2025 NBA champs. Congratulations to them, SGA. Special shout out my boy Alex Caruso, two-time NBA champ. I'm so happy for him. So happy for him. He should have never not been a Laker, but that's that's a story for another
Agreed.
time.
Agreed.
It was a close game for most of the game up until like mid third quarter. Halliburton came out guns blazing. I think he was 3 of 4 from 3, and he was feeling himself clearly. And then devastation tore his Achilles, which was, beyond devastating. I felt so bad for him. I know we both had Pacers in 7 too. It was tough. It's crazy to me. I guess ironic, just in a personal perspective. I spent the whole offseason saying the Pacers are frauds. All they've played has been injured teams. I had to eat those words when they lost to the Knicks, and then the Pacers wound up being the injured team. So
I know, man.
unfortunate.
I know.
Irony.
I thought about that when that happened. I was like, damn. Like,
Yeah,
Spence has been, yeah, this is exactly what you were talking about. Who the Pacers were beating, and then they became the hurt team.
that was devastating. And then still after Hallie gets hurt, because he gets hurt, I believe, in the first quarter, the Pacers were still playing inspired basketball. They were, I think they had a lead at halftime. They looked really good, but then third quarter came, and you could tell that's where they needed a Halliburton. For all that we've said about him, was he a star? Is he not a star? Whatever. That is their floor general, and they could not get their offense going the right way. Could not stop turning the ball over, and that's what killed them. They would, drive down, turn over, give the ball right back. But I do want to say before I hand it over to you for your thoughts on the game, I'm really impressed with the heart of the Pacers team. You lose your superstar that early in the game, it's very easy just to pack it up and be like, all right, we're cooked. Y'all got us. And they fought and fought and fought. And even after the third quarter where the Thunder made that run, the Pacers still brought it back to, I believe, 10 points toward the end of the game. They just didn't have enough time to cap it off. So super, super congratulations to the Thunder. And, good run by the Pacers. It was a hell of I don't think anyone expected them to make it that far. Your thoughts on the game?
100%. I mean, just on that last testament, I didn't expect the Pacers to get this far. I kind of, I was riding on them through that next series, but like I was also kind of like, I don't know, it could have gone at any moment. It could have gone the Knicks' way, and I thought the Knicks were the team to beat in the East. So, and we'll get into it, but it does go to show how open the East really is. Anyways, I do think this was a heartbreaker as somebody that kind of started rallying behind them through this last series and thinking like, okay, if they're going to do this, they're going to take the Knicks, they're going to take the they're going to take the Bucks, and they're going to take the team that beat the Celtics, hurt or not. Like, these guys have a chance. So that's kind of what held me like holding on hope. And Game 6 was like, oh man, I'm breading my butt. I'm buttering my bread right now. Like, I can't wait to shit on Nolan on Monday. And meanwhile, he's the no-show. But anyways, no, I was very high on this team. I was very high on Carlisle. I think, weirdly enough, I don't know. Maybe it could have happened if Hallie stayed healthy. He really was the heart of this team. Call him a superstar, call him a perennial all-star, call him whatever you want. He is the leader of this team. That we can say as a fact. And when he's not out there, um, I mean, yeah, like you just said, the team was riding on him, but they couldn't do it. So uh, I I really think that this Achilles is going to kind of leave a question mark for Pacers fans, but I don't necessarily think this uh, isn't this should be that his injury should be taken away from what happened in the game, like what happened through the whole series. He was struggling. It was two great defenses going head to toe. Um, yeah, I mean, I really loved this series because there was so much defense, and I think there's so many basketball fans that are calling this series bad because it was hardball and it wasn't the Lakers or Golden State, so people are pissed, you know. But I really enjoyed this series, and shout out SGA. I mean, really put it all on the line every single game. Had not even had a couple stinkers, but had some games that were kind of unrepresentative of himself through this series, but was able to bounce back and be the man he was and be the leader that he is for his team. And clearly that was the difference, man. He stayed healthy and he continued to lead his team in and out.
Let me
So yeah, I shout out Caruso too, man. What a dog.
let me ask you this. I've seen mixed opinions back and forth about this. Do you think that there is an asterisk next to this championship for the Thunder because Hallie's
Mm.
hurt?
No, because it was the last game. If this was game 3, maybe we're talking an asterisk. And once again, shout out Caruso. He said in his interview, "No one can deny this one," and people are finding a way to deny it. But I don't think there's any real grounds to that. I mean, McConnell came out, played serviceable as you would expect from your sixth man. Um, So I mean, I don't even know if he's really their sixth man, but he played like it this week. He was serviceable. He was not enough to kind of rally the team. Like you could kind of tell he wanted to be like, all right, I'm in now. Like it's my team now, almost. You know, not anything against Halliburton, but just like, all right, next man up mentality. And he ate that shit up, which is great, but it wasn't enough. You know, to go through 4 quarters. And Siakam played his ass off, tried his best to keep that shit close. But yeah, that run at I think it was like 9 minutes left in the third quarter that they started that run where they took off. As soon as that happened, I was like, "You're not." And it wasn't just because Halliburton's so clutch, but it was like even if he was fully healthy right now, you're not coming back from this. Right? Like just seeing how much OKC was just like wanting it and playing together and making everything happen. I think they had like 7 or 8 turnovers through the whole game. Pacers had like 13 in the first half. So it's like they were just playing way cleaner basketball. They were getting it done. There was no way in my and I was really wanting the Pacers to pull it out, but as soon as that run happened, I was like, all right, there it goes. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with you. Definitely not an asterisk. I don't usually like when people say stuff like that anyways because injuries are
Me
part
too.
of the game. Like we can always wonder what would have happened because yeah, that run that you just alluded to, that's definitely where the game changed. Pacers had been putting up a good fight the whole game, had a lead at halftime, I believe, and then it
Mm-hmm.
slipped away. But it's not like this it slipped away just because the Pacers just forgot how to play basketball. The Thunder just played well. You can't control who you play. They had Halliburton for, 6 other games and then they got it done. They made some adjustments at halftime, came out, played a whole different brand of basketball really the second half, did a lot of
Yeah.
locking them up. And yeah, the Thunder definitely earned that. The Pacers fought hard. And even I thought after Halliburton got hurt, I was like, the Pacers still could find a way to win this game. Like, I think it's completely possible. And people talked the whole offseason, or I'm sorry, the whole postseason about how the Pacers are one of the deepest, if not the deepest team, that everybody there contributes and they can just keep swapping through people. So yeah, I mean, and the Thunder overcame that. Like you said, next man up, and they had Matherin, they had McConnell. It's not like they had like scrubs back there at running the point. So No asterisk next to it. The Thunder definitely deserve all their flowers for that. I think it's funny. I don't know if anyone saw. SGA was on Good Morning America this morning, and it's so funny that they do this. I don't understand why they don't make them wait like a day to do these interviews on Good Morning America. They're early as hell, and you get these players. They've been out partying all night because they just won a championship, and they got to sit down in front of all of America the next day and have these interviews. And they got SGA out there looking like, you know, those commercials where I think they were Capri Sun, and it was like you would pop them and the person would deflate. That's what SGA looked like on this interview this morning, bro. He's like, "Yeah, I'm so happy to be to be a champion." His eyes are completely closed. Robert Roberts is like, "Have you slept at all?" And I'm like, "You scheduled this early. Like, y'all can't give him a day."
Yeah, for real. That is so funny. I actually didn't even realize they had to interview this next morning. That is insane.
Yeah, I'd
To
be
think
pissed.
they were popping champagne, and that was the pregame. What we saw on the the studio coverage,
Yep.
that was pregame for him, man. That was nothing for what he had going on for the night.
Yeah.
So to put him on blast like that, and to put every former champion on blast like that is messed up. Let him go party, man.
Absolutely. Speaking of SGA, I want to give two people their flowers this morning. Aside from obviously the entire team that deserved it. It was a big team effort.
Absolutely.
But
yeah.
SGA, what a season that he has had. The Thunder won the most games in the NFL, in the NBA this season. SGA won the MVP, regular season MVP, won the championship, and finals MVP. He's accomplished damn near everything you could accomplish inside a single season. Like,
yeah, he hit the cycle.
Yep,
Yeah.
the trifecta: regular MVP, championship, finals MVP. What a season for SGA! And I would say that, I mean, he's currently, I would say, up there with, I mean, the top NBA players in the league currently. Like, if you're thinking about who's the best right now,
Yeah.
who's up here right now, not all time, but just in this current moment, it's got to be what, like Jokic, SGA, Giannis. Is that it? Like, is there anybody else that's on that level right this second?
Playing that consistent? No. I mean, you see moments from old Steph, you see moments from old LeBron where they're showing traces of who they once were every other game, every few games, whatever. But yeah, I mean, those are probably the marquee of where you want to be in this league. You know, if you're Cade Cunningham or even Halliburton, you know, you're looking at those players of like, okay, those are the people I need to overtake if I want to be the next level of the greats.
I mean,
I guess some people. I mean, Kawhi is kind of an older great at this point, but
I don't think he's got it right now. I would say
he doesn't really. Yeah,
I would say like fringe kind of right now. You'd have like Anthony Edwards, Luka. Yeah. I mean, Jason Tatum just got hurt. Brunson. I would say maybe that's the tier underneath. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody, but that's kind of who I'm thinking of right now. Like young, also up there. People that you would want to go out and see like for a night. Like, I don't know, but I mean, SGA, like, top of the game right now. And
yeah, I mean, you can count on him for 30, and
yes,
that's something. And I mean, there was definitely some foul baiting going on in this series, but at the same time, like, what, I don't know. I there were a couple times where I was like, bro, if you would have just fought through that basket, you get the and one. But he kind of like flopped the other way. But he made both free throws every time. So it's like, what you gonna do? Chauncey Billups used to do the same thing, and I'm a Detroit fan, so I can't hate.
It's funny that you're talking about foul baiting too, because he's done two things that James Harden couldn't do: win a chip with the Thunder and play that style of foul baiting through the playoffs and make it work.
Facts.
He
did it in a smart way, though.
That is the one other thing I wanted to say too. I would have to say at this point, SGA has got to be the greatest Thunder player of all time. Thunder player. And I'm not just taking a shot at KD. I'm talking about KD, Russ, Harden, Ibaka. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they were all great. But, I mean, as great as KD is, and I'm not saying that like one game for my life, if I had to take one at their peak, I'm not saying I would necessarily take SGA over Durant. What I'm just saying is, as far as the greatest Thunder player, I mean, they both have KD and SGA both have an MVP, but and I'm talking about just for their tenure with the
But
Thunder.
SGA got him to the promised land.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. He carried the team all the way there. He got it done, and he played like the guy that got him there through the whole thing. Other than maybe 1 or 1.5 games, like it was maybe 3 halves of the entire series where he didn't necessarily look like his full self. Aside from that, he was just playing SGA ball.
And he had help. I mean, Jalen Williams balled out. Caruso, Chet, Hartenstein. Like, he had a good team around him for sure, but he definitely he lived up to the billing every single night. Like you said, you can pencil him in for 25 plus every single night, and he delivers. So I cannot say enough about him.
Yeah, he definitely didn't weasel his way into a team with 4 All-Stars and then give a chip.
The other person I want to give some love to is Sam Presti. If you guys don't know, Sam Presti is the GM of the Thunder, and I had to listen to fucking Stephen A. all season talking about how they need to get a chip this year, otherwise we might need to look at Sam Presti, because how many times can you keep getting a good team and not winning the chip? First of all, I mean, the GM can't make them play harder. I feel like if you're sitting here like, wow, look at all these moves that he's made and all the stars that have been in Oklahoma, like, you would think, wow, well, that's great from an executive. Like, he's doing his job. But all that to be said, they finally got the mission done now. Now, Sam Presti, if I'm not mistaken, has been around since like 2007 or something. That might be wrong. Oh, wow. That could be incorrect. But I know that Sam Presti's been around for a while. But he had an interview in 2021 that's coming back up to light. And he said a lot of like really important things that have shown where the Thunder are at today. So he was talking about how they want to do stuff the right way and make sure that they're building continual building block steps toward the future, not trying to make some quick move to like as he called cheat the system. Like, one of the things that he said in this interview I thought was a real bar. He said shortcuts cut long runs short. Like, damn, that is a bar. And you're absolutely right. Like, we're not here for one season, chips all in, let's win it now, and then we're fucked if we don't get it. It's like, we're going to keep building this up and hope that we can keep knocking. Last season, Western Conference Finals. This season, championship. Now they got a chance next season to run it back again. And all of their guys are under contract. All of them. They don't have, like, they're not looking like the Celtics right now where they're going to have to, like, start breaking it up. And we'll get to that in just a second, too. But, yeah, they just keep knocking, and they just broke through, and then they've got a chance to run it back again next year. So Sam Presti, what an incredible job that they've done to be in this position and still have a bunch of picks, so they can potentially even get better.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you spit a bar that I think J. Cole could have spit with. You don't build it slowly. What was that?
What he said?
That Sam Presti said. Yeah, that was some J. Cole level shit. What was that?
He said, shortcuts cut long runs short.
Damn.
I was like, he got it off right there too.
That is awesome. Yeah. No, I agree completely. That's exactly what they're doing. They're building a whole team, and shout out to them. Shout out to OKC. They're living it up. Oh, that's a little bit of foreshadowing for our KD trade thing. Like, KD has to be, OKC has to be just like, yeah, you traded for KD. We did that years ago, and now we're reaping the benefits.
So, a little bit of a break from the West. Move on to the East for a second. The East next year is going to be completely wide open. We talked about this a second, like when that Desmond Bane to the Magic trade happened, and I was saying the only thing that I could think is maybe they're thinking that the East is going to be open. Well, it just got even more open now, and that trade looks a little bit less crazy. I mean, the teams. So you've got the Bucks, uncertain what's going to happen with Giannis, Dame, Achilles, Celtics. We're going to talk about a trade that they just made but also Jason Tatum, Achilles. 76ers, who knows what's going to be from them all the time.
Yeah.
And now the Pacers, Achilles for Halliburton, which means that we're looking at, I would say, the biggest threats in the East next year are going to be the Cavs, who kind of imploded at the end of this season, or the end of their playoff run, although they did deal with some injuries. So you've got the Cavs, the Pistons, the Knicks, and the Magic. So that's 4 teams I would say that have a really good chance. And I'm feeling nice about the Pistons. If they can take another step forward from where they were this season, they could potentially make a nice little run. Because a lot of these players
Sounds
are
like
going to
they're hanging
miss.
on to everybody too. So
A lot of these players are going to miss that have these Achilles are going to miss. Most of the season, if not the whole season. And so even if you get them back late in the season, they still got to build that chemistry back. I'm curious to see how this is going to play out. But the East, it seems like that's wide open for any of those teams for the taking. What do you think?
I agree completely. Yeah. It's going to be completely wide open. I would say um, Jared McCain has to step up. I was 2 days into college. That was the rookie of the year from Philly that went viral.
Okay.
He's got to step up for them. And there was somebody else that's young on their team that kind of showed some promise, but Philly is kind of a scary like wild card to me of like because you just said you never know what you're going to get season to season with Philly. If those guys step up, they could be the number 1 seed, especially with what they have around them. But at the same time, like they've just never been able to piece it all together. So even if they get the number 1 seed, I don't know that they're going to be able to go 3 days into college if they're trying to face the Pistons or the Knicks or whoever,
There would be no better time in Joel Embiid's entire career for him to be healthy the whole run than this upcoming
for
season.
right now. I know I'm about to make that exact same argument for KD. Thanks for foreshadowing. No, I agree. If he stayed healthy and kept that young team going, like look out for Philly for real because they kind of did slip to the back burner as far as everybody's like recency bias goes. Uh, I love the Pistons though, obviously, and I think Cade is going to take a step up. We're getting Jaden Ivey back. We got Jalen Duran. We have such a good core. Asar Thompson is like a wild ass defender that you could put on a point guard or a power forward, and he's going to give them hell all night. And that's the kind of guy we need coming off the bench or maybe even starting someday. Um, yeah, I love this team so much, man. I would love to see the Pistons go Eastern Conference Finals or Finals next year. Like that would just make yeah. I don't want that more than I want a Lions Super Bowl, but damn, it's close. Like to get another Pistons championship would be so sweet.
I mean, whoever makes it out of the East is probably getting wrecked by who comes out of the
Yeah,
West.
probably. But that's what we said this year. And they went to Game 7. All right.
Hey, that's
We
fair.
also should mention the
fair.
Pacers in there too. Like they went to the finals this year,
They're
regardless
not going to have
of
Hallie,
Halliburton's injury.
They
I still think they're a contender, right?
they probably lose Miles Turner in the offseason.
Okay.
It's possible. I mean, I wouldn't say that they're all the way out, but
they got some work to do probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're gonna bandage these wounds here.
We'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens, but yeah, I'm just looking at some of the other fully healthy teams and thinking, why not them? I think that the Knicks,
exactly.
the Knicks and the Pacers got to be licking their lips.
Mm-hmm.
Or not the Pacers. I'm sorry, the Knicks and the Pistons. That's what I meant to say.
Knicks and the Pistons.
Yes.
No, I knew what. Yeah. Yep.
All right. Into some big news. So, Phoenix Suns are trading Kevin Durant to the Houston Rockets for Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, the number 10 pick in the 2025 draft, and 5 second-round picks. This was interesting. I don't know. It sounds like KD had kind of vetoed some trades and was really trying to get to the Rockets. I'm not entirely sure why that seems to be the spot he wanted to be at, but okay.
Houston's hot, bro.
I mean, they are. It seems like I don't know. I don't know what this does. I don't know what KD is at this point. And so it could be good. They've got. I don't think giving up Jalen Green for Houston is terrible. Like, it seems like no one was kind of sure what he is. Is he a star? Is he not a star? He, is kind of up and down. So it's like, all right, we'll send him over to Phoenix. Let him figure that out there. Dylan Brooks, I know, was a big piece of their like culture setting and stuff like that they were building the Rockets. Was kind of surprised that they let him go, but I mean, you are getting KD. I'm not sure what you're going to get with the number 10 pick. 5 seconds is like nothing. I mean, there are people with good players that come out of the second round, but it's not like it was like 5 firsts. It almost still seemed to me, despite everything I just said, like compared to some of the other things, what was it? 4 firsts for Desmond Bain, 5 firsts for
Mm-hmm.
Mikal Bridges. This seems light. This seems very light, and it's like the Suns have really kind of screwed their whole organization up with the removes their last few years. Like, used to have Chris Paul and Cam Johnson and Campaign, and you know what I mean. And you traded all that to get KD, to get Bradley Beal. That shit imploded, and you did not get that much back from it. Like, I don't think that anyone is looking at Phoenix, especially in the West, and going, yeah, they've got enough pieces to make a run. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what they get with the number 10 pick. We'll see if they are able to bundle any of those seconds together to get something. I've heard back and forth on if they're going to keep Jalen Green and pair him with, Booker, or if they're going to look for a trade partner for him as well to bring stuff back. I mean, all Phoenix
Mm.
has right now is guards. They've got
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Green, they've got Booker, they've got Beal, they've got another one
And
or
they're all
two.
shooting guards, dude.
Yep.
Nobody's a point
They've
guard.
just got a bunch of shooting guards. That's it. That's their whole roster right now. Do you think that this makes the Rockets more of a contender?
If KD's healthy, yeah, I do. I think if he plays healthy and at the same time you got Van Vliet, Adams, uh, Amen Thompson. Like, as far as
Don't
I'm
forget
concerned,
Sengun. Don't forget Sengun.
don't forget Sengun. You're right. I almost did. But you've got enough of a roster around a star that could, and they were already number 2, right? So they could make a playoff run. But does this move the needle fully for me? I don't know. I mean, it like I said, it really comes down to KD's health, man. If he is KD last year or KD the last 5 years collectively, really, where he's just like playing 50 games and mailing it in. Um, yeah, probably not. They'll probably get worse, and this might hurt Houston. But there's an argument to be said that the Suns got fleeced with this by giving up KD for Dylan Brooks, uh, whoever they pick, Jalen Green, who we aren't sure about, and a whole bag of nothing. 5 second round picks is pretty wild, like, to give up, but like you just kind of said, like, how often does a second round pick work out for you in the NBA? Not that often. Nikola Jokic is the only one I can think of recent memory
I mean,
that
there's some
actually,
more.
like,
I don't have a list, but I know there's a few more.
yeah,
But it's
fair
not. It's
enough.
not
It's
like.
just the one that comes off my head is Jokic, who's like became something, who we talk about all the time, and he was 57th or whatever. Um, so I don't know. I love this for KD because it gives me all the fuel I need to let him go on a championship run and rub it in your face next year. But if he doesn't, I'm gonna be sitting here looking like a damn fool.
Yeah. I don't know. I know the Rockets were the number 2 seed. This playoff run.
And got beat by the Warriors, right?
Is that? Yeah. Yep. It
I
was
think it
them.
was the Warriors.
Yeah. I don't know. You're gonna have a full season of the Warriors with Jimmy Butler together. Gonna have a full season of Luka and LeBron together. Um, the Wolves aren't going away. The Thunder
Man,
isn't
the
going
West is
away.
tough.
The West is loaded. Um, the Nuggets, the Clippers. Like, I still don't know if this is gonna be enough for me. At least we'll see. They gotta play the games. But when I'm looking at all these on paper, and I'm seeing, Fred Van Vliet, Sengun, and KD, I don't know if I'm thinking that that's enough to go to a chip compared to these
Yeah.
other teams. I'm
But that's just what I need. That's just what I need. Right there. Is
the
for him to
doubt.
have a team that you don't think he can do it with. And if he goes and does it, man, it's all over.
Oh yeah, it's possible for sure. We're gonna find out. I think it'll be interesting to see what KD is at this stage. It didn't
Me too.
work in Phoenix,
Yeah.
but it could definitely still work here. So we'll see. Another big trade. This happened actually right before we started recording. So the Boston Celtics, who we just mentioned earlier, are kind of dealing with some cap issues now after their season. And this is a very interesting trade to me. The Boston Celtics have traded Jrue Holiday to the Portland Trailblazers for Anthony Simons, and 2 second-round picks. This to me seems like a very interesting trade. Um, I don't necessarily know how it makes sense. I'm not sure if it's a move for cap or what. Anthony Simmons, interesting. I don't know if we necessarily know what he is yet, being in Portland. Meanwhile,
Hmm.
Jrue Holiday has been an integral piece of 2 different NBA championships with the Bucks and with the Celtics. He's been a great player. Just was in the Olympics. Like, he is a dog, and I feel awful for him now that he just got banished to the Trailblazers. Like, I feel like the Trailblazers and like the Wizards are like where you go to die. And I can't believe now that Chris Middleton is a Wizard and Jrue Holiday is a Trailblazer. And the Jrue Holiday one
Damn.
especially doesn't make a ton of sense to me. And I'm like, were you paying him that much? And I'm sure tomorrow when all the real sports shows come out, there'll be the Cat Wizards out there talking about it. But given this situation with the team, maybe they think that Derek White is a better option. Like maybe they're like, he's a little bit cheaper. We can keep him. You know what I mean? Jrue Holiday just seems so good to me. I can't believe that they were willing to give him up and not somebody like a Kristaps Porzingis or something like that. Unless there's more moves that are going to be coming. So I guess we'll see. Your initial thoughts?
Yeah, I kind of think this might, just like you said, might be the foreshadowing to more moves to clear up space for the two that they want to keep, which are Brown and Tatum. I think those are the two that they are like untradables. Like we're keeping them till their legs fall off. Um, yeah, I could see a Porzingis trade. At the same time, we've seen Porzingis trades so many times. I don't know. The NBA is so different than the NFL, which I typically am more tuned into, but I've obviously jumped way more into the NBA in the last few years, especially the last 6 months because of this podcast. But I would say I would say that this would probably be a trend towards we're selling, we're just trying to keep our core here and everybody else can go and sign wherever or we can trade them to wherever. That felt like a weird trade to me regardless because he kind of to me felt like not that I mean they were great before he was there, but he was such a facilitator on that offense and he did such a good job at maneuvering the things that made both Tatum and Brown work.
Defensive
Um,
end.
yeah, I mean, great guy in the perimeter to have on defense. So it's a weird trade, but I also feel like I don't know. I trust Missoula, whatever the hell his name is, and his stern face. Uh, I and clearly their GM is doing something right up to this point. So I'll trust them for now. If this doesn't pan out and they backslide, look for them to go and trade for another point guard because they're going to go and just immediately try to facelift that at the deadline or something if things aren't going well.
I think it's the only reason I think that it's so surprising to me is that they couldn't get over the hump before. And then, like, one of the big things, like when they won the chip 2 years ago, the
Exactly.
big thing was like, oh my God, the difference that Jrue Holiday has made on this team. And like people are crediting like that being like the final piece that they needed to get to the chip. So then for him to be the first one to go, I was just like, I understand what you're saying about like trying to keep like Tatum and Brown
In your
together,
core.
but
Yeah.
The only, like I said, the only thing that I'm thinking is maybe they think that Derek White can do the same job for a little bit cheaper. That'd be my only guess.
Yeah,
They've got
yeah,
these
and
younger
maybe they
guys.
do.
They've got him.
I
They've got like,
disagree, but
yeah. I'm just wondering, like, they've got like him. They've got like Pritchard, like Peyton Pritchard, like, you know what I mean. We've got some good bench players that have contributed big, so maybe we kind of some, let these guys go, bring the younger guys up, and see what happens there. But I feel so
yeah,
bad for
maybe
Jrue
even go for a
Holiday.
lottery pick next year. I don't know.
I feel so bad for Holiday being just out in it. I don't know if he has anybody
Disrespectful, man.
in Portland. Yeah. If I was Jrue Holiday, I would immediately demand a trade. Like, I've gone through too much to have this be where I'm at now. Get me anywhere.
Rasheed Wallace did that in Portland. He was there for one game, and he was like, "Get me the fuck out of here!" And he got traded to the Pistons.
Yeah, that's what I would do if I was him. I would look for a buyout or a trade or something. Send them somewhere else because they're not contending there, and you've got a championship level player. So
I agree.
Yeah. Let's do some all due disrespect. So you've heard of all due respect. We're doing all due disrespect for it. So this is going to be every episode we tell you about somebody that deserves all the disrespect. Kyle, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll lead us off. Sure. So my all due disrespect this week goes out to anybody who made a get ready with me video in the last 30 days. I'm sorry to my fiance, but I look over your shoulder and I watch and they're so freaking cringy, man. I don't want to watch a cashier at Target put her mascara on, and then I try to do it, and it doesn't even come out the same way at all. I look like a freaking, I don't even want to say the word because Spencer will get me canceled. I just lay it on thick, I don't get it. Anyways, so yeah, it never comes out the same. And then honestly, as a society, do we need the attention of I'm going to get ready in the morning and I need people to see it? Like, is that a thing that we need as a human race? So I'm putting it out there. I know I would have rathered them like tried to supply some shitty sports takes first or something else. But regardless, I am putting a get ready with me on the late entry channel later this week. And I want y'all to tell me if it actually improved your life or if you wanted to unalive yourself while looking at me try to get ready for work.
Oh my God. As
any notes?
As a straight man, I understand where you're coming from, bro. Like, it's shit. I guess where I'm at is I understand that I am not the target demographic for these videos. I know some people who do them. Like, I've got friends that do stuff like that. I know that's.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I know that it's
I'm
like.
Sorry to your friends.
I know that it's. I know that it's like a viable opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, this shit to me does not make any sense. Like, it's not something that I would spend a second of my time watching ever. But I'm not the target demographic for that. I'm sure there's people that feel the same way about us too, or any podcast or any sports show. Like, I can't believe you sit down and listen to First Take in the morning. That's an hour of your life you could be doing anything. Like, you know what I mean? So I get it. It's like, but like I said, on a personal level, yeah, I'm with you, bro. I'm not dedicating a second of my life for that. Like, to watch that personally. But
yeah,
to each their own.
Yes, absolutely. Not necessarily trying to shit on them as a whole, but all due disrespect.
All due disrespect. All right, so mine is Scott pissed me off this morning, man. I was in a spot with my car that I had to move the car at 7 a.m. Like, there's no parking allowed after 7. So, I was at the lake yesterday. I was up late. I came home. I went to sleep. Had to wake up, drag myself to my car at 7 a.m. to move this boy. And I'm literally coming outside. I'm like barely awake. I see a spot that was only 1 or 2 cars up from where I was at. that I was able to park at. So I was like, all right, hell yeah. Let's move this up. I'll be able to go back to bed a little bit before work. I get in my car. As soon as I do, some lady pulls into the spot. I'm like, damn. But she turns her flashers on. I'm like, okay, she's just running inside to grab some Starbucks. So I'm like, I'm going to pull up right in front of her car, and then I'm going to wait. And then when she pulls out, I'm going to go right back in, right? So tell me why I do this. I literally had a moment straight out of Seinfeld happen to me, dude. This car pulled up behind her car. As soon as she pulled out, I started to back in. This motherfucker zooms up and goes inside there. And I know that you're wrong because you put the car in head first. No one parallel parks like that unless you're snaking somebody. And literally,
that's messed up,
bruh. I was mad as hell. And usually, I'm a very like easygoing in the car person. Like usually, I'm like, you know what? It's just not worth it. I'll find another spot. It's 7 a.m. and I'm fucking tired, bro. I get out the car. I literally get out of my car. I'm like, hey, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, you didn't see me there? I'm like, you didn't see me? I'm yelling in the street. This dude's sitting in his fucking car. He's got his dog next to him. You can tell he was not planning on being challenged over this. He's like, yeah, I mean, you could, I didn't see you. I'm sorry. It's like, you could, there's a spot behind me. You can pull in right behind me. I'm like, let me see if it fits. And I get in the car and I pull, and I got to do a fucking 47-point fucking parallel park turn to get into this little ass spot. But I did fit, so I didn't go back at him. But I'm like, you're a fucking liar. Don't tell me that you didn't see me. You did see me. That's why you pulled in head first. Because anyone else would have parallel parked by backing in there. But you saw me, and you were like, oh, I'm a snake in that bitch. And you weren't expecting me to get out the car, and I was mad as hell. And I think that they should implement a law. You should be able to smack the shit out of somebody for doing that to you. You ain't gotta fight him. You ain't gotta punch him. No shooting or stabbing. But I should be able to smack the shit out of you with that. Because that's how I felt that morning. I feel like you smacked me at 7 a.m. I was mad as hell. So to that dude and his fucking dog, all due disrespect, fuck you.
And his dog.
And his dog.
Yeah, I that is justified as fuck. I mean, I would actually pay to see you getting cut off in traffic and then you immediately turn around and being like, bitch.
I literally got up on my arm. Hey! I feel like that's all that.
It's like 7, 8 a.m. and you're just like I'm just out of bed. Like
I was so fucking heated, bro. And you could tell because I'm still mad now. And I still got a spot. But it's the level of disrespect. How about you pull out, let me park. You park behind me, asshole.
Bro, I could just see you in your basketball shorts, like shirtless and flip-flops, just being like, hey!
I was out there looking like fucking Tony Soprano.
That guy immediately thought, I just fucked with somebody I don't want to fuck with. Oh, that's awesome. All due disrespect.
All due disrespect. All right. Hit me with your funny posts.
All right, guys, we're officially trading Kevin Durant. We're sending him to Houston for Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, the number 10 pick, and 5 second round. Damn, I know, pretty good, right? No, not pretty good. Did Houston at least take you out to dinner before they had their way with you, or? Hold on now, you guys didn't offer us anything better. Well, we were all trying to have our way with you because we know you're a pretty poorly run franchise. Yeah, we just didn't think you'd actually take the bait. Good for Houston, though. This makes them a real contender now. You guys really have Jalen Green, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal on the same team. You know there's only one ball, right? First big three ever made entirely out of shooting guards. Hey, at least you got those 5 second rounders, though. Maybe it'll turn into 5 Nikola Jokic's. It'd be a great team. Of course, KD gets traded the same day we win our first championship. You got a problem with me? Yes. You're stealing the headlines on the biggest day in the history of our franchise. Can you not let us have the spotlight for 5 minutes? Hey, you should just be happy I'm actually generating some buzz. Unlike this boring-ass finals. What are you talking about? These finals have been fantastic. That's not what the ratings said. Why the f*** would we care about the ratings? It's not our fault half the population can't be bothered to watch if the Warriors or Lakers aren't playing. Whatever. I'm just saying. Wait a minute. Are you jealous? Yes, I'm jealous. You think I wanted my career to play out this way? Bouncing from team to team? I wish I never left OKC. Seeing you guys win a championship just reminds me of that. Wow, I didn't know you felt that way. Yeah, well, now you do. Damn. Maybe you shouldn't have been such a snake. Like you always do, Houston. And KD, have fun in yet another city that would never fully accept you. NBA champs, baby!
Yo.
He literally gave him, he hit him with the enjoy our scraps.
Bro, that's ether. He got it. Oh my god. Yo, well, that leads me directly into mine. So right after this is announced, Rob Perez at Worldwide Wob on Twitter, Harden, Westbrook, Adams, Jeff Green, and now Durant. OKC's Eskimo bro.
I knew it was coming. Oh no.
The OKC and the Houston Rocket pipeline is crazy.
That is so funny. It goes deep. Yeah. Houston has tried to recycle every star from OKC.
Did you see, dude, that when Durant found out, or at least when this was all announced, he was at a Fanatics Fest, and Kay Adams was asking him a bunch of questions like right afterwards. And one of the ones she asked him was like, I bet there's a lot of like sad like Suns fans out there. And he was like, nah, I don't think so. He's like, they wanted me gone. I'm gone. We both won. Like, so it's like, there's a lot of bad blood between him and Phoenix. It's kind of dicey.
Well, that was something that was even said when it happened. I don't know which talking head said it, but he kind of had a good point. He was like, KD left a city that didn't love him. Houston's hard to get love from, so good luck getting love from them.
Literally. My last one was at Lord Dex Hinton. This was at 9:15 p.m. I guess it would have been 10:15 Eastern time. But PS5 is beeping all over the state of Indiana. Oh man, you gotta burn some steam off. Good. All right, everybody. Thank you for rocking with us tonight. Don't forget, if you're not already, give us a subscribe, leave us a like, a comment.
I'm gonna hit them with that.
Let us know what it is. Damn, don't knock yourself out there, buddy. But yeah, thank you guys again, and we will catch you guys later this week. Peace.